Good morning, everybody. Welcome back from Someone Scott Selections here for Saturday, April 2nd. Before we get into today's play of the day, quick recap of what happened yesterday. We had a loss in the NBA with the Kings and the Rockets first half over 119.5 and minus 115 on BetMGM. 67 points in the first quarter, so we needed just 53 in the second. Very reasonable. Unfortunately, they did not get there. Both teams were pretty underwhelming to start the actual quarter. They did a decent amount late, but it wasn't enough as they finished with 52 in the second quarter as the first half landed 119. To make matters worse, the first quarter went over and the full game went over, but the first half went under, and we unfortunately lost the first half over by half a point. So pretty bad beat there, and we'll look for a bounce-back winner here on Saturday. And for the play, they're going to go to hockey. Didn't really like anything on the NBA card. We're looking at a matchup between the Maple Leafs and the Flyers, taking place at around 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And for the play today, going to take a total in this one. We like the over. 6.5 goals at minus 114 on FanDuel. Time recording of 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Couple reasons why I like the over in the spot. First of all, minus 114 is a very generous price. Shopping around, the same bets available at minus 135 on BetMGM. I even saw minus 125 on Fox Bet. So anytime you can get 114 and save minimum 10 cents of juice, maybe even 20 cents of juice, I'm going to take it every time. Plus, to go through some recent performances, both teams have been involved in some high-scoring games recently. For Philadelphia's last 5 games have had at least 7 goals, while each of Toronto's last 3 games have had at least 7 goals. Plus, Toronto has already announced who's going to be in net for them in this game. It's going to be Jack Campbell. And Campbell, we know, earlier this season was one of the favorites to win the Vezina. However, over the last month or so, or leading up to the injury that he had for the past month, he was awful. So Campbell is now back. It's his first appearance since early March. You have to wonder if rust will play a factor in net. But even before the injury, he was pretty underwhelming because he has allowed at least 4 goals in each of his last 5 starts. So, going in, Toronto offensively should do whatever it wants. Philadelphia defensively has been a mess. The penalty kill is not very good. They have nothing to play for. They're basically tanking. So Toronto is a threat to potentially go for 5 goals by themselves in this game. But at the same point, if Campbell's going to be in net and he is either rusty or he just continues his terrible form, then Philadelphia should actually score a couple of goals here. Whether they score 2 or 3, I think there's a decent chance they get to 3, which means there's a couple ways to win this bet because you could either have Toronto go nuts and Philly contributes a little bit. You have a pretty close game in which Philly actually scores a decent amount of goals. Or 3, you actually have overtime, and at 3-3, you end up cashing the over 6.5. So a couple ways for it to go over, but also to mention some trends that I think definitely benefit the over in the spot. 21 of Toronto's first 32 road games this season have gone over, and 20 of Philadelphia's first 34 home games this season have gone over. Plus, the over is 6-1 in Philadelphia's last 7 games against the Atlantic Division. So with all things being considered, both teams defensively have really not been great this season. Philadelphia especially has been a mess defensively, and against one of the best offenses in the league with Austin Matthews, who already has 50 goals, I expect Toronto to have pretty much a field day in this game offensively. They'll probably end up scoring 4 goals minimum in this game. So with that being the case, I actually think this total's too low, despite how high it might appear at first glance. I see this game ending somewhere in the realm of 5-3, something like that, but 6.5 is too low. I'm going to take the over. Let's play that once again here for Saturday, April 2nd is going to be on the Maple Leafs and Flyers over. 6.5 goals at minus 114 on FanDuel. Bye, everyone.